In the thrilling yet cutthroat arena of professional cycling, where champions rise and fall like the rolling hills of the Tour de France, few stories capture the drama quite like the clash between a legendary sprinter and his former team boss. Mark Cavendish, the man who redefined sprinting dominance, has stirred up a hornet's nest with revelations from his recent memoir, and it's got everyone talking. Dive in if you're curious about how gratitude can morph into grievance in the blink of an eye. Mark Cavendish, whose career has always been a lightning rod for debate in the cycling world, for a quick refresher, you can check out more on him at cyclinguptodate.com/Mark-Cavendish, isn't one to shy away from controversy. Just last week, he released his book titled Believing the Impossible, where he dives deep into his stint with the Soudal-Quick-Step team. Learn more about the squad at cyclinguptodate.com/Soudal-Quick-Step. This period was a roller coaster, a triumphant return to form after setbacks, but also a turbulent fallout with the team's then CEO, Patrick Lefevere. More details on him at cyclinguptodate.com/Patrick-Lefevere. To truly grasp the backstory, let's rewind a bit and set the scene for newcomers to cycling. Cavendish, celebrated for his string of Tour de France victories over more than a decade, was chasing the ultimate glory, the record for the most stage wins in the race. By late 2019, he'd switched teams from Dimension Data to Bahrain Victorious, but 2020 was a washout. 0 wins, despite battling Epstein-Barr virus, a common yet debilitating illness that leaves people fatigued and unable to perform at peak levels. Think of it as a severe case of mono that can linger for months or years. His earlier seasons with the South African outfit hadn't yielded much either, leaving him at the end of 2020 with dim prospects of landing another World Tour contract or even getting back to the Tour de France, the pinnacle event in cycling, a grueling 3-week race across France that's like the Super Bowl of the sport. Enter Soudal-Quick-Step, where a deal brokered by Lefevere kept Cavendish in the game for one more year. Recovered from his health woes, he kicked off the season with some solid victories, then stormed onto the 2021 Tour de France, clinching 4 bunch sprint stages, those chaotic, high-speed finishes where riders jockey for position in a pack. This propelled him to an even 34 wins, matching the all-time record set by Eddie Merckx decades ago. For fans, it was a feel-good comeback story, a testament to perseverance. But here's where it gets controversial: the aftermath wasn't all smooth sailing. Cavendish signed on for another year with Quick-Step, delivering standout performances, including a stage win at the Giro d'Italia, another major race, akin to the Tour but looping through Italy, and a handful of other triumphs. Yet, shockingly, he was sidelined from the 2022 Tour team selection, the very event that had revitalized his career. Instead, the spot went to Fabio Jakobsen, who was also bouncing back from a horrific crash at the 2020 Tour de Pologne that nearly ended his life. For Cavendish, this felt like a betrayal, especially since he believed he still had the speed and stamina to make history. Now, and this is the part most people miss when skimming the headlines, the drama escalated behind the scenes. According to reports from Het Nieuwsblad, a leading Belgian sports outlet, Cavendish claims he was manipulated financially. He didn't mince words about Lefevere, describing the experience as being screwed over. The evidence? Lefevere's radio silence after the 2021 Tour, no clear contract offer, and bonuses that seemed to funnel to Specialized, the bike manufacturer, rather than the team itself. This financial fog bred immense stress and uncertainty for Cavendish, fueling his sharp criticisms in the book. Lefevere, ever the outspoken figure, fired back after reading the excerpts: "I find what Mark is writing regrettable. I bailed him out of the mess back then and gave him a contract when nobody wanted him anymore. Now we get this. Ingratitude is clearly the world's reward." It's a classic he said she said, where one side sees a lifeline extended in desperation, and the other feels shafted. Was Lefevere a savior stepping in when the cycling world had written Cavendish off, or was he a shrewd operator prioritizing team interests over an aging star's ego? This interpretation could spark heated debates. Some might argue that loyalty in professional sports is a two-way street, while others sympathize with Cavendish's sense of being undervalued after his glory days. Ultimately, Cavendish's time with Quick-Step fizzled out on a sour note, with him excluded from the Tour lineup despite his proven form. But the story didn't end there. He moved to Astana, and in 2024, he shattered the record, grabbing his 35th Tour stage win and cementing his legacy as the most successful sprinter in history. It's a reminder that in cycling, as in life, paths diverge, and old alliances can crumble under the weight of ambition and expectation. What do you think? Does Cavendish owe Lefevere eternal thanks for the lifeline, or was the financial treatment a deal breaker? Is this just the cutthroat nature of elite sports, or a cautionary tale of broken trust? Share your takes in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you side with the sprinter, the CEO, or if there's a middle ground we haven't explored.